Today I'm going to try to turn my Scrabble tiles into my own little alphabet markers. So years ago, Fat Quarter Shop came out with Alphabetties, and I decided to come up with a DIY option. And I picked up a set of Scrabble tiles off of Amazon. So these are just some off-brand, I don't even know. And it has all the different letters and more than one of the same letter. And I've used these before, but because it's just the plain wood background, you kind of have to lay them and leave them. So it's really easy for them to shift and move and fall away. So recently, Fat Quarter Shop came out with a product where they clip their the Alphabetties onto, well, it looks like Wonder Clips. I do not own this product. I have two ideas for how to make this into a more useful item here in my sewing room. My first idea is I'm going to try to hot glue some fabric onto the back of these and see if that will help them stick to my design board, because I am loving using a design board. And so I've got my design board with two projects cut out, and what I've been doing is I just kind of stack them in the order that the pattern calls for the piece. That way, this would be piece A and so on. Same thing with kind of like there's a Lori Holt block where she has a lot of different pieces. And I have a little cutting mat right here. And if I'm not sure, I could just measure on here and make sure I'm grabbing the correct one. But my idea is that if I maybe glue some fabric to the back of these, then it should hopefully stick to the design board, and I can lay this out next to my pieces, and when I pick it up and move it, hopefully the alphabet pieces do not move. My second idea, and this idea comes from a product that Fat Quarter Shop has recently released. They released Alphabetties with clips on them, and I think they're retailing for $22.99. I've not tried them, but I thought, I have the Scrabble tiles, I have Wonder Clips. I think this is actually like an off-brand of Wonder Clips from Amazon. They came in these little, I think they came in this little tin a couple years ago, and I've got a whole bunch of these and I love them. And I'm wondering if I hot glued, or in my case, I am going to construction adhesive it on, because construction adhesive is open right now, and I didn't want to open a fresh bottle of super glue for an experiment. So since this is already open and was just in my garage, and this is just Gorilla Glue max strength clear construction adhesive, who knows, this might be more than I need. And I don't want them to fall off too, because I'm worried that if I were to only hot glue them, that if I use my finger and clip it on accident, like they might fall off. So I'm hoping that because there's this little flat part of the Wonder Clip, that if I glue this on there, then I can have my own DIY alphabet markers that I could clip onto groups of fabric as well. So anyway, I am going to play around with that and see if I can come up with some way to make these into something a little more useful, because they otherwise just slide around. Okay, so I'm going to use fabric scraps for this, and I'm literally digging into the fabric scrap waste bin, and I have these little corners I cut off this morning from a block that I sewed. I think I can cut these down and use them, so I'm going to do that. So I thought I'd do a little update. So I just roughly cut the fabric scraps from my trash bin to the size of the Scrabble tiles and just hot glued them on the back. You do have to work a little bit quickly to get it on there and get it set before it starts to cool. And then I always keep this old grubby old knitting needle in my hot glue gun bag, and it's basically an old bamboo needle from Amazon that I never really ended up using because I like other kinds of needles, but you can use this to press if it's hot through the fabric. And I've tried the construction adhesive, and it says it takes 24 hours to set up, so I'll have to see if the ones I've already done, like how well that works, because I mean, I think it should work fine, but I ended up also hot gluing as well, and I think that might work. And my strategy for these is I'm just gluing them to the end where it's flat. That way I'm not touching the little Scrabble piece more than I have to, because I can just operate it by clipping, and I should be able to clip bits of fabric to it just fine like that. So, and then now to test the little alphabet pieces on the design board, I'm just going to set them on my design board And because they're backed with fabric, they don't slide around. So this will be a good way if you're marking things out at your cutting station. And look, it's like practically upright and they haven't moved. I mean, any more than that and the fabric would fall off. So, I mean, and you could see like they're not moving. So this is an excellent way to DIY some alphabet tiles from stuff you probably have in your house or your kids have in their playroom, and do something that's cute, practical, and will save you a little bit of money.